Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I will be rating my subscribers' taste in anime characters, and I did a similar video like this before. I rated my subscribers' taste in anime. This time is for anime characters. I said I'll make a video like this, and yeah, I have a few submissions here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 submissions. A lot to go through, and I'll try to kind of do it in a better way. I'll try to concise my thoughts a bit, more. The video that I did before kind of got extended to a long video. I'll try my best to kind of concise my thoughts a little bit more and kind of present it in a better way this time. And yeah, now here's one thing you guys need to remember. This isn't really your top wife or husbando list. It's a top character list, which would mean that we would have good characters and bad characters as well. Like how well the character is written, how well the character is. That is what this list is about. It's not your top wife or top husbando list. Not like that. And that's what I think, at least. And that's how I also made my list. I also made my list. I'll show that list at the end. Anyways, so I have these 9 submissions. Another thing, in the previous video, I've apparently, I got everything from my Discord. So apparently they wanted me to roast them on their tastes. Honestly speaking, I've never really roasted anyone. I cannot really do that. And like another reason why I didn't really say anything that bad, because honestly the lists were really good. I didn't really find any anime which was like kind of oh, like this anime is here, how is that possible? No anime was like that in the list. So I was pretty happy with all of the list. Actually, I was like, yeah, these are really good tastes. So that's why I didn't really find anything to kind of interject with. So let's see if I'm able to roast them this time. I doubt I will be able to. Because yeah, and honestly speaking, the lists were really good. I really liked the list, and all of the animes that were on the list, most of them were actually really good. Like I really couldn't say anything bad about them, because there wasn't anything bad about them. So that's mainly the reason. So yeah, let's see what I have gotten this time. Now, however, previously I did know who made which lists. This time I don't. They kind of kept it a secret and gave all of them to me. So I don't know which list was made by whom. I might take bring out a few names. Those are like the people from my Discord, for them. And they told me to guess which person made which. So I'll try to do that a little bit. For people in YouTube, you might not understand, because I'll be bringing up Discord handle names, but it's just a little game. So anyways, let us get started. And also, if you guys want me to do more of this, you can submit your submissions in the Discord. I'll provide the 3x3 generator link in the description as well, if you want to participate in the future videos like this. All right, now that the intro is out of the way, let us get started. All right, so here we have the first list. Okay, first thing that I'm seeing here is a lot of characters that I don't recognize. I recognize, but I haven't watched the anime. For example, the first 2 characters, I'm guessing these are from Legend of the Galactic Heroes. As far as I can remember, I've seen these guys, before. And I haven't really watched Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I know it's pretty popular. It's very high rated. And I think it's going on for quite a long time, so I don't really know about them, so I cannot really speak about them. Then we have Lelouch, who again, I haven't watched Code Geass. We have a character from Monster, I think, my guess is this guy on the top right. Then I think this character is from Ashita no Joe. Yeah, and then we also have from GTO, the main guy. What's his name? Onizuka or something like that. I've forgotten. Okay. Then there's this girl. There's a lot of characters I actually don't know. I might not be able to properly talk about this list, because there's a lot of interesting characters here, a lot of the animes that I haven't watched. Okay, first of all, to talk about all the characters that I know about, Spike Spiegel. Yes, I know about him. Amazing choice. This is the thing, all these choices are really good. I cannot roast these choices. I cannot roast Spike Spiegel. He's a great character, probably one of the best characters. So yeah, a great choice. And then we have this dude here on the left side, second row. I think he's from Tatami Galaxy. Yeah, he's from Tatami Galaxy. He's the main dude as far as I can remember. It's been a while I've watched Tatami Galaxy. Yeah, again a really great character. Then we have Kei here from Sangatsu no Lion, another great character. We have Shinji. Now Shinji, interesting. I kind of like Shinji because of his, I guess you could say, the qualities and the stuff, like, like that he has. He's probably one of the most human characters. Usually in animes we see characters who have like unreasonable, I guess you could say, like stuff, like, like someone's like, like usually anime main characters are very strong, or they get strong. But Shinji's a very interesting character because he's quite, like, like a troublesome, like, person who has a lot of troubles, and he, like, suffers from that. So I guess in a way you could say he's probably one of the most realistic characters, because just think about it. If you if you're left in a situation like that where Shinji is left, I'm pretty sure everyone would act like that. So yeah, that's why I'm saying he's a very realistic character. So I feel like a lot of the internet hates Shinji, but, like, people who have watched Evangelion and have properly understood it, they don't hate Shinji. They sympathize with him, and they love him for his growth that he shows by the end of it. So I cannot really say Shinji is a bad choice. Again, a good choice. Hachiman, one of the best characters. One of the characters I love. Hachiman is amazing. Again, a character with flaws, but a person who is so realistic and feels so natural. Like, I love Hachiman. He's a great character. And I think the rightmost character, second row, is Lane, Iwakura Lane, isn't it? I think so. Okay, an interesting choice. I can see a pattern here. There's a lot of shows here which are very, what's that word? Very underrated, I think. Not underrated, but like that kind of goes under the radar. Yeah, like underrated shows. Like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, I've heard it's really good, but I don't really see people talking about it. Tatami Galaxy, I barely hear anyone talking about Tatami Galaxy, so there you go. Sangatsu no Lion, I don't hear people talking about it. Lane, I don't like, like Serial Experiments Lane, I don't hear people talking about Serial Experiments Lane. A very good like, list. Okabe Rintaro, yes, another character I absolutely love. Rintaro is a character that gives me confidence. He's such a great character. Good God, like, I can speak about Rintaro for for at least 30 minutes, like everything that I like about him. Then we have L. Okay, and then there's this girl. Like I said, I think she's from His and Her Circumstances. As far, no, wait, is she from? You know what? I'm not really sure. I think this girl is from. Oh, I'm forgetting. I know her. I've seen her so many times. I cannot remember the name. Or is it His and Her Circums? You know what? I'm not going to guess. I don't know. I haven't really seen the anime, but I remember this girl. I've seen her so many times, in different pictures and stuff. But I cannot remember which show it is. Then we have what's his name? El, El, oh my god. Oh god. The guy from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Alphonse Elric or Eric? Okay, I'm sorry. It's been so long. I've seen these animes. I've forgotten the names, but I know him. Yeah, obviously he's the main character along with his brother, and yeah, Full Metal Alchemist was great. Yeah, I can see him being here. Ashita no Joe, I haven't watched. Frieren, I've just started watching it, and yeah, Frieren is a character I feel like I'm going to really like as I keep watching. I can't really comment about her now because I've just started watching. Then there's this girl from Kimi ni Todoke, the girl from 86, the guy from GTO. The thing is, I read the manga on GTO. I've forgotten about most of the things, but I remember a few of the stuff. So I haven't really completed it. So I know he's a great dude. He is one of the best teachers. I know about him. So yeah, I can see him being here. Mio, wow, I'm actually surprised seeing a character from K-On! Here. But you know what? Yeah, definitely Mio. I can see Mio being here. Like, not only Mio, every character from K-On! Can be one of the top characters of any person. And then we have Mob, and then we have Shirogane, yeah, Gintoki, Rudy, and this girl from Psycho Pass, I think. Overall, it's a good list. A lot of shows that I haven't watched, so a lot of characters I don't know about. But like I can see, like this is a person who loves the old shows, the new shows, like and have a really good choice. Like it's a mixture. You can see some new animes here, like 86, like Kaguya-sama. Then I was going to say Mushoku Tensei. Good God, no, Mushoku Tensei is old. But yeah, a new anime, but it's an old, like a series. And then some really old good classics like Cowboy Bebop, Code Geass, Monster, and Ashita no Joe. I think Ashita no Joe is pretty old, isn't it? I think so. GTO, and all these. So it's a very good, healthy mixture of old classics and new shows. You know what? I Yeah, this is quite a good list. It isn't really like, if I compare it to mine, it isn't really nowhere near similar. But I can really appreciate someone liking both old and new shows, because there's this one thing I've seen, about anime fans. They either love old shows and love to hate about new shows, or they love new shows, or they don't really care about old shows. you know so I'm actually glad to see someone who appreciate both the old and the new, you know because I think that's the best. Every era has its good shows and bad shows. The modern era has its good show and the bad show, and the older era has its good show and bad shows. Just based on nostalgia, if people love hating on the new shows without even watching them, that is something that I don't like. And I've seen a lot of anime, old anime fans are like this. So I can appreciate someone who can love the old and the new at the same time. And that is why, even though this is in nowhere near matching my list or nowhere near matching my preference, I rate this highly. This is like a really good list. It has everything, you know. Like it has like a very cute slice of life show like Keon, and then we have like some crazy very classy show like Cowboy Bebop. We have a crazy show like Monster, and then we have like a mind-boggling show like Serial Experiments Lane, and then we have a very science fiction-y show like Steins Gate, and then we have a full-on comedy and shonen show like Gintama, and it's just yeah, beautiful mixture. I just love this whole mixture of characters here. Beautiful. Out of all these characters, the one I can say that I really appreciate here are Spike, K, from Sangatsu no Lion. I think that was his name, yeah. Hachiman, I can really appreciate. Okabe, who else? Mio, I can really appreciate Mio. Gintoki, Rudy. These are the characters I can really appreciate here, and they really match my taste. So yes, very good list. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I like this one, even though it doesn't really match my taste. A few of the matches, like I said, but I can really appreciate this. It's a solid list. Very beautiful. Okay, you know what? I cannot really roast these lists. How can I? Because a lot of these shows are really good. How can I roast these? If I get an opportunity to roast, I will do that. So now I don't know who made this. I think this is probably made by. I think this is probably made by someone new. There's a few people who came in and who gave new people who gave me submissions in Discord. I think this is probably made by one of the new people who didn't participate in the previous one. Um, I'm going to take a Discord name. When I go to Discord, let me know if I'm correct. Is this Wenli? I think something like that is the name of the Discord name. Wenli? Let me know. When I go to Discord, I'll talk about this. Anyways, alright, the next one. This is the next list. Alright, I can see here few characters that I don't recognize, but most of them I can recognize. Okay, first let me get out of the way the characters that I don't recognize. Or animes that I haven't watched. the girl at the middle, I think she is from some anime. I've seen this girl, but I don't know the anime name. I don't know this girl. And then we have this boy, like besides Saiki. I think he's from Initial D, as far as I can remember. I haven't watched Initial D though, so I cannot really speak about him. Bottom left, this girl, DNA 2, I think. I haven't watched it, but I do know. The person beside him is from Gundam. Again, I haven't watched. And all the other characters I know. So these are the characters that I don't really know about, and I got, like, I cannot really speak about them. Right. Other than that, okay, we have Ram, Nadeko, Misato. Okay, I can pretty much guess who this is. All right, I'll I'll reveal the name later. Then we have Nico Robin. I think One Piece. Yeah, One Piece, obviously. Tamamo, Hachiman, Senjo Gahara, Rei, Luffy, Shiki, this girl. What's her name? From Saiki Kuso, the main girl. Teru, no, forgot her name. She's a very nice character. We have Shinobu. Oh, nice. Oh, Shinobu. Sanji, Altera, Saiki, Okabe, Ereshkigal, Garna, Kurisu, Sasaki Kojiro from Record of Record of Ragnarok, I think, yeah, and Sasaki Kojiro from Fate. All right. Okay. Let me think. You know what? A lot of characters that I agree with being here. I can agree with Tamamo being here, according to my tastes, I'm talking about. Senjo Gahara, I appreciate. Oshino Shinobu, definitely appreciate, 100%. Ereshkigal, 100% appreciate. Okabe, 100% appreciate being here. And Kurisu, 100% appreciate being here. All the other characters are really good characters, but according to my taste, they wouldn't really fit here. But I can respect this list because, first of all, we have a good mixture again. Not as good mixture as the previous list, but we have a good mixture of old and new shows. For example, we have DNA 2 and Gundam, Initial D, and then we have the new shows like Oregairu, Fate Grand Order, Fate is new, fairly new, I guess, kind of. Record of Ragnarok, very new, yeah, so yeah, it's a good list. I don't know what to say. Like, the thing about this list is there's a few characters I really care about and a few characters I don't really care about. That's the problem with this list. Not problem, but that's the thing about this list. For example, Rem, yeah, I like her, but not really that. If this was not Rem, why am I calling her Rem? God damn. Ram, sorry guys. Ram, I like her, but I wouldn't really put her here. Nadeko, first of all, the thing about Nadeko is I didn't really like her at all, like when I watched Monogatari and everything. But the more I've watched the show, the more I've understood her whole character. And currently, I still don't like her, but I can kind of understand her whole situation and her whole problem. It's like a lot of things about, like, this is the thing about Monogatari. Like, you have to watch. I've watched Monogatari at least like 5 to 6 times. And every single time I've watched, every single time I've learned a new thing about a character, and I've gotten to know something new. So little by little, the more I watched the show, at the first time I watched Monogatari, I hated Nadeko with the core of my being. Every girl I liked, and Nadeko was the only one who I hated. But after watching it 4 to 5 times, and after watching her story multiple times, I kind of sympathize with her and I understand her situation a lot. So I wouldn't really say that I like her, but yeah, I'm kind of neutral on her now. So that is why, like Misato, yeah, as a character I like her, but I don't really, care about her that much. Nico Robin, I haven't watched One Piece, so I cannot say. Tamamo, I can appreciate. I really love Tamamo. Tamamo is alongside Nero, both of them I absolutely love. And I don't know. She has a very sad backstory, as you know, like, and then her whole lore and everything is very sad. And I feel like sympathy and everything, like, included. She's one of my favorite characters as well. So I can appreciate Tamamo. I can appreciate Hachiman. I just said Senjo Gahara. I can 100% appreciate Rei. Again, I've watched Evangelion, but like, all of the characters from Evangelion, there wasn't really any character that I really liked extremely. I loved the show as a whole, but like the characters, I was pretty neutral about most of them. So Rei, again, she's a good character, but I don't really like, like that much. Luffy, I haven't watched One Piece. Shiki from Kano Kyokai, yeah, she's a great character, but I wouldn't say that she's one of my favorites. And Teruhashi, I think that's her name. You know what? Teruhashi, I can appreciate being here because I've watched Saiki Kuso, and Teruhashi was. At first, I didn't really have any opinion on her, but then little by little, as we saw more and more of her, I really started liking her. Oshino Shinobu, yes, 100%. Like, my whole channel profile is Oshino Shinobu. What would you expect? Sanji, haven't watched One Piece again. Altera, again, like, yeah, I like her, but wouldn't really, like, put her here. Saiki, yeah. Rintaro, 100%, 1000%. I agree. Ershkigal, 100%, 1000%. I agree. Karna, again, neutral about him. I like him, but wouldn't really say that much. Kurisu, Maki say, yes, 100% agree. Then we have the both Sasaki Kojiros, who again I'm pretty neutral about. So that's what I'm saying here. There's a few characters that I absolutely love here, and then there's most of them who I don't really have an opinion on. So what can I do? I'll have to give this an 8 as well, because here a lot of characters are here who I absolutely adore. But then again, like there's a few characters that I actually don't know anything about, and yeah, a few of them. But overall, it's a good list, because there isn't really any character I can see here that I can just like roast about, because most of them are pretty good characters, and the few of them I don't really know about. From DNA, Initial D, these characters I don't know about, so I cannot really speak about them. But yeah, a lot of Fate characters, a lot of Evangelion characters, One Piece characters. Yeah. Okay. Nice list, but like it's kind of average. So yeah, 8 again. The previous one was also 8 because that list, I really appreciate the plethora and the diversity. That's why I kind of had to give it an 8, even though there wasn't really any character that I kind of like that many characters that I connected with. But here we have a lot. I have a lot of characters I can connect with, but at the same time, it's again kind of streamlined. There's not many variety here I can see. Like all from the same, like I said, Evangelion, Monogatari, like Initial D, Psyche, and Fate. Like a lot of characters from Fate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of characters from Fate, and yeah. So okay, it's an okay list, but again, but there's a few really good ones. Right, now the next list. This one. Okay, wait, what is this list? Oh wait, I didn't mention the previous person. Okay, the one who made the list, the one that I just gave 8. As far as I can guess, I'm like 100% sure about this. From my Discord, like handle name Sakura. So I'm pretty sure about this. So yeah. Okay, this list. Again, I can guess who this is. Oh god, this is an interesting list. Okay, first of all, the characters that I don't recognize. Top right, I think that girl is from Toho. I haven't really played the games or have watched the anime, so I cannot really speak. Who else do I not recognize here? At the bottom, I think there's a character from One Piece, isn't it? Third column, bottom row. I think he's from One Piece. Okay, these are the only 2 characters that I don't recognize. Everyone else I know. Right. a very okay. I can see again. There's not much variety here, but yeah. Okay, Fate. The first two characters, Morgan and Parvati from Fate. Morgan, yeah, I can see. I wouldn't really say is my favorite character. Parvati, no, not really. Like, okay, here's the thing. Okay, this is the thing here. All right, you know what? I'm gonna say my piece after I see all that. Like watch look at all the characters. Erza, um, Kurumi from Data Life. I think the girl at the end is from a girl from Toho. Then we have Esdeath. And wait, is that the Karen, isn't it? From Fate? Yeah, I think so. Then we have Media, and then we have obviously it's from Eminence in Shadow, but who is that? I don't know. But who is that? Wait a minute. That's not Alpha, that's not Beta, that's not Epsilon. Is that Zeta? No, no. Who is that? You know what? I don't know. I I've seen this show, but I don't recognize her. It's probably because it's like the light novel or the manga picture. That's why I cannot recognize her. But she's from Eminence in Shadow, I'm pretty sure. And then we have Alpha. Um, okay, what? Why is she here? That's Icarus, isn't she? From Sorano Otoshimono or something like that. I think I used to watch this show before, not now. Okay. Wiz. We have Ice Wallenstein. Your 2B, yes, okay. Sid, Kageno Sid from Eminence in Shadow. I think that's Toma from Index. I think that's Toma, Kamicho Toma, isn't it? I haven't watched Index, so. Shiro, Luffy, Natsu. Oh my god. Issei, okay. Ash, alright, nice. From One Piece, I don't know him, I think. I think he's from One Piece. Kenpachi, okay, really good. And then we have Sanji. Hmm. Okay, fairly new shows, all of them almost. Not only that, okay, yeah, I just don't. It's a very basic list. Okay, you know what? Let me just bring out the characters that I can really appreciate being here. Wiz, I guess, Ice Wallistan, yeah, I guess. You're okay. 2B, yeah, 2B. You know what? First character I really appreciate here. 2B. 2B, yeah, definitely. I agree. Okay, so yeah, the only character I really like here is 2B. Other than that, there's a few characters that I kind of moderately like being here. For example, like I said, Wiz, Ice Wallenstein, Yor, Shiro, and Kenpachi, Zaki Kenpachi. Oh, Erza, I can include Erza in that as well. Other than that, there isn't really any character that I particularly like that much. Like I said, Morgan and Parvati, first of all, my reasoning for why this list isn't really up to my taste, like Morgan and Parvati, first of all, like Morgan, I can see being here because Morgan did have a story in Fate Grand Order, and her story is quite interesting. It's like still there. But I don't know why Parvati is here because Parvati's whole thing was mainly in Oku, and that was it. She played a very, I guess she's a very major character in Fate Grand Order in herself, but as a character she doesn't really have that much like screen time. She comes now and then, and like stuff. So yeah, obviously liking the character is all good, but I feel like being the top cat. You know what? whatever floats your boat, I guess, but I don't know. For me at least, I wouldn't really put Parvati here, nor Morgan, because their whole thing is like they have a story, but it isn't really that much pronounced or anything. But I guess, like, yeah, as a characters, I like them, but I wouldn't really put them here. Elsa, I can understand her being here. Like I said, I fairly understand her being here because Elsa is a character that I myself really liked. I still like kind of because Elsa has a very strong personality. She's probably one of the strongest, like, female characters. And like, not only by, I'm saying by strong, I mean like strength wise, but from within her, like from her personality to everything, she's a very strong individual, and I really appreciate a strong character like her being in anime. Um, yeah, so Erza, I see that. Kurumi though, Kurumi is an interesting, like, thing. I don't really like her that much. I would say, like, I don't really have an opinion on her, but she's probably the most interesting character in Data Life. Out of all the characters I've seen, Kurumi is probably the most interesting character. So in that way, I guess you could say that, yeah, Kurumi kind of deserves to be here if you think about it in like that. But I wouldn't really put her in my top list again because it's like, yeah, not my taste. But out of all the characters in Data Life, Kurumi is definitely the most interesting one. Like, I don't really like any other character in Data Life except Kurumi. Because she's probably the one who has the most interesting backstory and the most interesting thing going on her. Like whole time travel thing and everything. And her clones and stuff. There's a lot of things. So she's probably the most interesting one. But as a character in this list, I wouldn't really put her anywhere. Toho, I don't really know. Esdeath, again, Esdeath is a character. She's a very, I guess you could say, like an anti, like like a villain character and all that. But in a top list, no, I cannot. No, in no way. Then I think Karen. You know what? Is that Karen? I think that is Karen, isn't it? From Fate. Yeah, I can see Karen being a. Karen has an interesting story. If you have played Fate Hall Ataraxia, you'll know. Karen is very, like, interesting and probably one of the most. Yeah, I can see Karen being here. Media. Yes, I can see Media being here as well. Again, these are the characters that I can understand being here because they have like a very established and well-written story. The two girls from Eminence in Shadow, I haven't really read the manga, so I cannot really speak about them that much. From the anime, we've just barely started, so I cannot speak about them. Okay, the first one that I don't, I would definitely not put in my list. This girl, I think Icarus. I think that's her name. I might be wrong. From Sora no Otoshimono? Yeah, no. Okay, Wiz. Yeah, I can appreciate Wiz being here. But if I had to put any Konosuba girl in this list, I would probably put Megumin. Yeah, probably put Megumin. No, not Megumin, I guess. Nah, you know what? Wait. Not Megumin. Who would I put here? Konosuba girl. You know what? Weirdly, like, like I feel like watching the spin-off for Konosuba made me really like Yunyun. I would probably put Yunyun here. Like, I really liked Yunyun from after watching that spin-off. Even though that show was about Megumin. I like Megumin as well, obviously. I'm not saying that I don't like her. But I would probably put Yunyun here instead of Wiz. But yeah, I can see Wiz, like, appreciate Wiz. From Danmachi, Ice Wallenstein, yeah, I can see her being here, but again, wouldn't really be my preference. If I had to pick a Danmachi girl from my preference, I would probably put Hestia here. Hestia is Bestia, obviously. Or Hestia or Mikoto. Yeah. But yeah, oh no, Ryu. I forgot about Ryu. God damn it. Hestia or Ryu, sorry. Yeah, Mikoto's good as well, but no, Ryu. Yeah, so there you go. Your Forger. I can see her being here, but I wouldn't really, like, like I myself, I'm not really, like, she's fine, she's okay. 2B, yes, very much, like, I like, 2B has a great, like, by great, I mean a great story. And good God, she's one of the best characters. And if you have played Nier Automata, I'm not talking about the anime though, I feel like the game did a lot more about it, even though the anime hasn't really ended. It's going to get a sequel, but yeah, 2B I can see here. Sid, not really. No, he's a very good. I guess you could say a very good. I guess you could say a gag anime manga character. Like looking at him, I can laugh and have a nice time, but I wouldn't really put him in a top. Don't know much about Kamizo Toma. Shiro, yeah, I guess. Okay, you know, Shiro's a good dude. He has character development in a few of the routes. But yeah, I can see Shiro being here. Luffy, I wouldn't really speak about Luffy, but I'm pretty sure Luffy has probably the most character development in out of all of these characters. Because this is One Piece we're talking about. Natsu, again, I used to like Natsu very much, before. But, like Natsu's whole thing is that he's just, like a shonen character. And if you know my taste, I don't really, like most of the shonen characters, I'm not really that much of a big fan of. Yeah. Okay, Issei, in no way am I putting Issei here. Like, why? No. Obviously, like, like, you can like him, I guess, but I don't know. For me, definitely not. Ash, yes, I guess, like nostalgia, and Ash, this is Ash Ketchum we're talking about. Don't know about One Piece. Kenpachi, Zaki Kenpachi, yes, definitely. Kenpachi is a great character. And Sanji, again, I haven't watched One Piece. So, yeah, this list is, again, below average. I would give this a 6 out of 10. Because, there are a few characters I can, like 1 or 2 characters that I can really see being here. But most of them, yeah, I wouldn't really put them. Because here's the thing. A lot of these characters, like, but you know what, like, who am I to judge? That's the thing. Now, a lot of characters here are just like, they have a very basic story without, like that much stuff. Like, it's just, okay, you know what, I'm going to, like, like, obviously I know who made this. This is, I'm guessing, is like, handle named Sruthin. But one thing I can guess from this list is that you haven't really watched that many anime. That's one thing I can guess from here. Because this seems like a list which would be like, it has a very few characters, like, and a very less amount of diversity. And not only that, that there are like a pattern I can see here. So again, it's not really, I guess you could say that this happens to everyone. I'm pretty sure, like, everyone who starts watching anime. I don't know from where you started watching anime. Was it recently, or have you been watching anime for a long time? But one thing I can say is that your taste will change. I'm 100% sure about it. Because this is, I feel like this is like the starting pack of, like, every anime watcher who watches anime. They start with a few animes and they absolutely love the characters in there. Even though, and then as you watch more and more, you realize, as you look back, how wrong you're, like, not wrong, but how mistaken your taste was. You get to know more about anime and you'll understand that you can refine it even more. That's what happens. So I feel like this is like a very starter, like, thing. So yeah, that is it. But yeah, this is probably the least, like the list that gets the least rating, 6 out of 10. But yeah, like, it's fine. There's a few of them that I like here, but most of them that I don't really. Yeah. Okay. The next list is, wait a minute. This one. Okay, this is the next list. Right, let's see. Who are the characters that I don't recognize? I think I recognize most of them. I think I recognize all of them. Okay, I think I recognize all of them. So, let's see. Natsuki Subaru, Homura, Nadeko, Mine, I think that's her name, from Ascendance of a Bookworm, Emilia, Tomoya, the guy from Hyoka, I forgot his name, Okabe Rintaro, Kazami Yuji, Kyon, I think that's his name, from Haruhi. This girl, what's her name? I forgot her name. The girl from Made in Abyss. That girl. I forgot her name. She's my most beloved character. I like her the most in the show. Kei again. Holo. Hisoka, wow, interesting. Hisoka's here. Ram, Hanekawa. Okay, this girl, a lot of people might not recognize her. She's Wanko, as far as I remember her nickname. I don't remember her actual name. She's from Majikoi. I'm not talking about the anime. I haven't watched the anime. I'm talking about the visual novel. You know, her nickname is Wanko, as far as I can remember. Then we have Echidna, Oikura. I think Accelerator, that is. I haven't watched the show, though I know him. He's very popular. Beatrice? Was that her name? What is wrong with me? Did I forget her name? Beatrice, isn't it? Yeah, ReZero. I think the next one is from that show. Majo no, like, you know, the Journey of the Witch or something, like Elena the Witch or something. That show. The girl after that, I think it's from Kokoro Connect. From that girl, you know, yeah, that girl. I don't remember her name. It's been a long while I've watched Kokoro Connect. Then we have Beatrice from Uminoko, and then this guy in the end is from Chaos Child. Okay, a few of the characters are from the visual novels / animes. For example, Kazami Yuji is from visual novel Grisaya, this Grisaya series. Wanko, like I said, that girl is from Majikoi, and that guy from Chaos Child. Even though they did have anime, Majikoi has an anime, Grisaya has an anime. I think Chaos Child also has an anime. So we wouldn't really say that they're from purely visual novels. They also have animes, but most of the animes are not good. I don't think they're that good. But yeah, I'm going to talk about these based on the visual novels. Other than that, okay, the characters I really love over here, and I 100% agree with, is Okabe Rintaro, Kazami Yuji, Rei, Holo, yeah, Hanekawa, Beatrice. I'm talking about. Wait, her name was Beatrice, wasn't it? Wait a minute, let me just check. You know, the girl from Uminoko. I think her name was Beatrice, or am I making a mistake? No, Beatrice. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, these are the characters that I are very similar to my taste. Okay, other than that, it's a yeah, it's a good list. Again, there isn't really, I cannot really find any character that I can say that I'm surprised seeing it. The only character I can say that I'm quite surprised seeing here is Wanko, the girl, you know, like from Majikoi. Now, yeah, so the thing about her is, as far as I can remember, yeah, she was a interesting character, I guess. But if I had to put someone from Majikoi, I would put Momoyo. I think Momoyo, what was her name? Momoya or Momoyo? You know, that girl, the main girl. Let me check. I think her name was something like that. Kawakami Momoyo. Yep, I would put her here. She's probably one of the most badass, female characters I've ever seen. Like, Majiko is a crazy story. In the story, there's this the characters can literally destroy the world. It's a really fun read, and you know. So yeah, if I had to put someone from Majiko, I would put Momoyo here. Like, you know what? Again, you know, whatever floats your boat. You know, but oh boy, Momoyo is amazing. I absolutely love her. But yeah, like, yeah, the only character I can see, like, okay, yeah, Momoyo. Okay, Hisoka. I guess, you know what, I was going to say, like, why Hisoka, but again, I mentioned this before. This is a character list where this is the character you like the most. By that I mean the character you like the most, how they're written. You know, it doesn't matter if they're from the villain side, the good side. Well-written character is a well-written character, whatever place they come from. So in that way, I guess you could say, yeah, Hisoka is, I guess, a fairly good written character. You know? But yeah, and other than that, everything I'm pretty okay with. Yeah, I cannot really roast these lists because most of them are really good. Okay, let me talk about the characters. Natsuki Subaru, yes. Homura from Madoka Magica, yes, again. Nadeko, I just talked about Nadeko. I used to not like her, but I can kind of understand her now after watching Monogatari for so many times. And then we have Mine. Okay, I'm very surprised seeing Mine here. A really good choice because I barely see people talking about Ascendance of the Bookworm. it's a really interesting anime, but again, like people's taste, like yeah, it's pretty different. It's about a girl who loves books, and there's a lot of things about bookmaking and stuff. So I feel like a lot of people will get bored of it if they watch. I guess that's why it's probably not that popular. But I'm very surprised seeing mine here. That's a really good, like it's a choice. Emilia, okay. Tomoya, again, very surprised. I've seen a lot of people put in, like the girls from Clanad here. Maybe Nagisa, maybe like all the other girls. Haven't really seen anyone put Tomoya, and you know what? Really good, because now that I'm thinking about it, Tomoya is probably one of the most well-written character in Clanad. His whole the things that he went through and his whole change from a delinquent to a loving father by the end of it. Yeah, you know, I'm very glad he's here. This guy from Hyoka. Okay, I guess I could say that I haven't really read any light novel or manga for Hyoka. I've only watched the anime. He's an interesting dude, but he's from Hyoka, isn't it? Or am I making a mistake? I think so. He's from Hyoka. Uh, but yeah, I wouldn't really put him in my list at least. But yeah, Okabe Rintaro, I said, yeah, 100% agree. Kazami Yuji, 100% agree. Yeah, I'm probably one of the only visual novels main characters that I absolutely love. He's probably one of the most badass, men I've ever seen. One of the most badass men. And yeah, he's something. Good God, I've read the visual novels, and my God, it's a beautiful. He's one of the most beautifully written characters. A tragic character, but a very good written character. And yeah, I really respect this guy, even though he's from an eroge. He's probably the only character I respect from an eroge. Maybe there are a few others as well, but from visual novels and eroge, oh boy, he's a different beast. So I can 100% agree Kazami Yuji being here. Kyon, I think that's his name from Haruhi. Yeah. Okay. This girl from Made in Abyss. Kei, again, I love Kei because of his character is so well written. Absolutely, a tragic character again. But what is the beauty in this show is seeing him being able to conquer them. And okay, Hollow. I haven't really seen people bring up Hollow that much. But Hollow, she's probably one of the first Fox girls in anime, isn't she? And yeah, she's an absolute beautiful character. Just a great character overall. I've watched Spice and Wolf a long time ago. I've forgotten most of the stuff, but I'm really glad because I think Spice and Wolf is actually getting a remake or something like that. I've heard. I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel. Whatever it is, I'm very much excited about that. And then we have Hisoka, yeah, I guess, as a villain. But you know what? I feel like I don't know. He's just a weird dude. I cannot really see him being in this list. He's such a weird dude. But yeah, I guess in a creepy way. I guess he's a well-written, creepy character, and a villain as well. You could say. But yeah, okay, Ram again, yeah, okay, I'm not don't really have that much any opinion on her. um okay, Hanekawa, yes, absolutely agree. Hanekawa Tsubasa, such a good character. I love Oshino Shinobu, but Hanekawa Tsubasa is probably my second most beloved character in Monogatari. Yeah, I rate her higher than Senjogahara because she has such an interesting backstory and such an interesting foundation. It's just so good. It's so good. And this is the problem with Monogatari. Every character you really love, I really love seeing both Senjo Gahara and Araragi together, but at the same time, I absolutely love Hanekawa as well. Was probably one of the most, I guess you could say, one of the biggest contender for Araragi's affections out of all the characters. I'm not including Oshino Shinobu because Shinobu's situation is completely different. Shinobu is probably, if you can say that Shinobu is his soulmate. So I cannot really Shinobu is a completely different thing. Shinobu is stuck with Aragi forever, and they share a completely different bond. So that's why Shinobu is I'm not really including her. But except Shinobu and out of all the other girls, the biggest contender for Aragi's affection was Hanekawa Tsubasa versus and Senjo Gahara Hitagi. So Sanjagara grabbed the like opportunity first, and that is why she was able to get. And like again, okay, I'm gonna stop now. If I start talking about Monogatari, I keep blabbering. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, anyways, she's my second most favorite character, third most favorite, no, second most favorite character out of Monogatari after Oshino Shinobu. So yeah, I can see her. Wanko, I just explained. Echidna, yeah, she's an interesting character, but I wouldn't really put her. She's a very interesting character though. Oikura, okay, interesting. Oikura is here. Yeah, I don't really know that much about her, only from the anime. I think she has a few other short stories coming later in the light novels, so I don't really know much about her. But from the anime, she barely got any screen time, so I wouldn't really like put her. Again, Accelerator, I don't know. Beatrice, yeah, one of the best girls in ReZero. Um, Elena, I think I wouldn't really. You know what, Elena, the whole Elena story, I guess you could say it was an interesting ride. I remember, I don't really remember that much, but I remember Elena being a character who had a very, very neutral moral compass, as far as I can remember. Yeah, I remember that. I was pretty shocked seeing one of the few episodes. So that really made me interested in this, in the anime in itself. Like the journey of Elena or something like that. I don't remember the anime's name, but I remember watching the show, and there were parts of the anime that I just realized that damn, this girl has a very neutral moral compass. And by neutral moral compass, I mean she literally doesn't think about a few of the things that people would think that, oh, that's very, you know like would be uncomfortable with. She's very chill with it, and that is what I mean by a neutral moral compass. And these type of characters really fascinate me because seeing them, it's very interesting to see how their brain works and how they perceive what is wrong and what is right. So yeah, okay. Then we have this girl from Kokoro Connect, and I think she's the girl who, one of the main girls. And out of all the girls, I would probably say she's the one I like the most. And yeah, I can see her being Beatrice. Again, I don't really see much people putting her here, but Beatrice, yeah, if you have read Uminoko, you'll know she's a great character. And I'm not talking about the anime. I don't know what happens in the anime. I've heard the anime doesn't do justice to the visual novel. So yeah, I'm talking about the visual novel. Okay, and then Chaos Child, this guy, the main guy, and you know what? I can see him being here because Chaos Child, Chaos Head, all the main characters, they, oh boy, they have the most character development out of everything. Like like I remember him. Yeah, I can see him being here. But other than that, it's a I would give this list a 7 out of 10. It has a few characters I like, but most of the characters are pretty average in my list. But overall, I don't really see any character that, again, the only character I would probably say that why are they here is Wanko and Hisoka, these two. But all the others, yeah, I can see them being in a top list. So again, it's a very good list. What am I supposed to roast about? These are all really good lists. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh my god. Like, okay. Right, this one. Okay, I wasn't able to recognize who made that because I think this is probably someone new. I don't know. I wasn't able to recognize who made that. Um, oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I know. There was someone who reads visual novels in my Discord. It's probably that person. Okay. Since Kazami Yuji and like Wanko are there, that's why. All right, this is the next list. Let me see if I don't recognize anyone here. Again, I recognize everyone. All right, that's nice. Um, okay, Violet Gint. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say the characters that I 100% agree being here. Gintoki, yes, 100% agree. Rintaro, Kurisu Makise, um, Senjo Gahara, Thorfinn. Yeah, these characters. perfectly like linked to my taste. Okay, other than that, this is, I feel like I literally cannot say anything bad about this, is because all the characters here are really nice characters. Okay, I think this is the first list, isn't it? Where I don't really disagree with any of the characters. Yeah. Okay, let me start. Violet, 100%. Anyone who has watched Violet Evergarden like will definitely know. Violet is one of the best characters. Gintoki, yeah, this is Gintoki. Like, no words needed to express how much of a great character Gintoki is. Zura, I'm gonna call him Zura. So yes, definitely. Like, yeah, like everyone who's watched Gintama will know. Ray, okay, you know what? Ray, no, I again, like I said, I don't really disagree with Ray. Ray is here, I guess. Like she's a good character, but I wouldn't really put. Guts, okay, Guts. I haven't watched or read Berserk. I cannot really speak much about him, but I've heard he's probably one of the most badass of the badass characters. And I've seen people compare Berserk, or no, the reverse actually, because I think Berserk came before. Compare Vinland Saga to Berserk, and like there's like three shows that people kind of like always like kind of clump together. Not shows, but three like like things. That is Vinland Saga, Berserk, and Vagabond, and these three. So anything that you kind of compare with Vinland Saga in my book is an absolute like winner, even though I haven't watched Berserk. And yeah, so but I've seen like like few things about Guts, and I do know him kind of. So yes, yeah, I can see him being here. Okabe Rintaro, 100% yes. Kurisumaki say 100% yes. Hachiman, 100% yes. Beatrice, yeah, okay. Out of, again, like I said, out of all the ReZero characters, she's probably one of my favorite ones. Senjo Gahara, yes, 100%. Wait, that's Jotaro, isn't it? No, wait, who? No, that's not Jotaro. What is wrong with me? That's Joseph, I think. Okay, I cannot really say. I think this is like the manga. This is a manga picture, isn't it? Is that yeah, that looks like Joseph. You know what? Just a second. Yeah, that is Joseph, isn't it? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. At first I was like Jotaro. No, this is definitely not Jotaro. What am I on about? This is Joseph. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it is Joseph, then yes, I 100% agree. Out of all the characters, I would probably put Joseph and Jotaro on the top in JoJo's, in my like book at least. Now that I think about it, every single JoJo like main character are really like great characters. So yeah, Thorfinn 100% agree. Shiki, yes, again, okay. Oh, okay. Surprise. Um, um, what's his name? What's her name? Bocchi-chan. Bocchi. Yeah. I'm just going to call her Bocchi. Yes, a very big surprise, but I can see her being here. She's probably one of the most relatable characters existing in anime history. Everything she says is so relatable, especially for loners. Right, and oh, again, wait, what is her name? Nana? I think it starts with Nana something. Nanachi? Let me check. Nanachi, yes, that's correct. Nanachi, yeah, one of my most favorite characters in Made in Abyss. The girl from 86, yeah, I can see her being here. Roxy, that's interesting. Wasn't expecting Roxy to be here. Okay, like obviously we are seeing Sylphie's story in Mushoku Tensei. We haven't gone to like we have seen Roxy's story. Maybe we'll get into that more later. But the most character development that the characters that I've gotten currently are Sylphie and Eris. So Roxy, I'm guessing you probably have read the like light novel or something. So yeah, for now my opinion on Roxy is pretty neutral, but we'll see if it changes. Oh, Archer, Emiya. Okay. Sakura, alright. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Sakura. Emiya, yeah, I also kind of agree with Emiya. Okay, this list is actually really nice. I'm liking it. From GTO, the main dude. Then we have Homura, okay. Mob, Yes, that is the guy from Bungo Stray Dogs, I think. I haven't watched it. And I think the next character is Vash the Stampede from Trigun. I haven't watched that show either. Cannot really talk. And then we have Lucy, I think, from Edge Runners. This is probably. This is going to get the highest score for now. Wait, the highest score was what? 8, I think I gave? This is going to get an 8.5 because there's a lot of characters I absolutely love here. And by a lot, I mean a lot. We have Gintoki, we have like Okabe, we have Maki Sekurisu, we have Thorfinn, we have Senjogahara, we have, who else? Oh, I forgot about him. Katsura. We have Hachiman. I forgot to mention Hachiman as well. Joseph. Yeah, 8.5. It's still not up there. I'm waiting to find that one list that will touch my heart. I've still not found it. Like the one that touches my heart will probably get a 9. Let's see if I can find a list like that. But yeah, this is very close to that, but still not, again, I cannot recognize who made this. Who made this? I have no idea. You can let me know in Discord, you can let me know who made this. Okay. This is the next list. Oh my god, wait, what is this list? First of all, wait, is that Rans? Wait a minute, is my eyes playing tricks on me? That's Rans, isn't it? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's Rans. Oh my, why is Rans here? All right, wow. Okay, if you play visual novels, you'll know why I'm this much. Okay, I'll go to that later. First of all, let me look at all the other characters except Rans. Wait, okay, I can see a lot of characters from Cardcaptor Sakura. Wait, who are the characters that I don't recognize? I think this guy is from Keijo. I think I don't know his name. I haven't watched it. Who else do I not recognize here? Most of the Cardcaptor Sakuras, I've kind of forgotten about them, but I have seen Cardcaptor Sakura. Okay, who's this girl? Bottom row, second character from the left. Is she also from Cardcaptor Sakura? I don't know. I don't recognize her. But her art style, it reminds me of Ranma or something. I'm not really sure. She's either from Cardcaptor Sakura or from Ranma, either of it. I'm not really sure. I don't know who this is. Yeah, that is the only character that I don't know. Everyone else I kind of recognize. Okay. First of all, the elephant in the room. What? Rans? Really? Okay, here's the thing. I have played, I think up until 5, Rans 5. Haven't played anything after that. And I've forgotten what I've played before that from Rans. Rans is probably one of the most outrageous characters that I've ever seen. This is the last person I expect in the top character list. I don't know if he gets a little bit more, in the future. I know Rans 10 has come out. I know I don't have time to play more than Rans 5. I didn't really have enough time. I wanted to play, but I didn't really play. So I don't know from Rans 5. I have no idea what happens to the whole story or anything. But even if he gets better, this guy is probably one of the most craziest guys ever. No, not in the top list. At least not according to my taste. I was shocked seeing him. Wow, that is a wild taste. Okay, whoever you are. Good God, Rans. Okay, yes. Right. Excluding Rans, let me talk about everyone else. Sakura, I think, first character from Cardcaptor Sakura. I don't really remember much about these Cardcaptor Sakura, so I cannot really speak. Okay, then we have what's his name? Garo, I think. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I appreciate Garo being here. Um, okay, wait a minute. Let me talk about all the characters I really like here. Rudy, number one. Number two, Araragi. Number three, Denji. Oh, number four, Meruem. Okay. Um, Kazuma, maybe. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. There's a few other characters that I like. Oh, Nero. I forgot about Nero. Yeah, Nero. Uh, yeah, Nero as well. I forgot about her. Uh, yeah, like these are the characters I really like and really appreciate here. Okay, now let's talk about the others. Garo, like I said, I think his name is Garo. Forgot. It's been a while I watched One Punch Man. So okay, it's nice to see him here because he's probably one of the most interesting characters in One Punch Man, out of all the villains. Because, like One Punch Man villains are just, like one punch and bam, it's over. Except a few. So, him being here is probably one of the best. Like, yeah, you know what? I can see him being here. He's probably one of the most interesting characters. And we've barely gotten to start One Punch Man. We have seen One Punch Man season 1 and 2. 3 is coming. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so the guy from that show, I think, what is the name of the show? You know what? Let me check. Um, no, did I say Keijo? Oh my God, that's a completely different show. No, what is the name? That show. This guy. I think it's like a card game show, like a gambling show or something. What is the name? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. But I know him. I've seen him so many times. I cannot speak about him. Rudy, yes, yeah, 100%. Rudy, like a character who he's a character that is actually like has so much character development, and we're barely at season 2, so I'm really looking forward to see his journey. And then we have this guy, the main guy from Cardcaptor Sakura. I think his name was like Yoran or something like that, as far as I can remember. Emiya Shiro, Araragi Koyomi, yes, definitely I can see him here. Araragi is probably, even though I guess you could say, out of all the characters in Monogatari, like, yeah, Araragi is probably one of my the characters that yeah, it's kind of average for me, because all of the like characters, all the girls mostly, they're such well written that I feel like Araragi kind of like like kind of goes down a little bit, and like they kind of overshadow Araragi by a miles. But yeah, Aragi as a whole is a very solid character. Meruem, very good. I love that Meruem is here. Probably the one of the most interesting characters in Hunter x Hunter. Like yes, Meruem, perfect. Denji. About Denji though, I feel like a lot of people don't like him, but he's probably one of the most, I guess you could say, in that type of situation, with a person in that scenario, with that background, he's probably the most realistic one, because he feels so natural as a character. A person who hasn't really have much contact with people, the way he would react, Denji is like that, and that is why he does some outrageous stuff now and then, and people are like, what the hell is this guy's a weirdo. But yeah, that's the most realistic like thing that he could do, because he never really had any interaction with anyone. Okay, Ilya. Okay, this is Fate Stay Night Ilya. Yeah, for a moment I was like, wait a minute, Ilya. Like my head immediately went to Fate Prisma Ilya Khaled Liner. I would be like, why? But no, this is Fate Stay Night Ilya. Okay. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Like I just for a moment I was just thinking about like Ilya's. Yeah, yeah, Ilya. Yeah, I can agree. Especially in Heaven's Field. Yeah, Ilya's character development in Heaven's Field is amazing. So yeah, again from Cardcaptor Sakura, I think. Then we have Shiro and the other guy Sora, I think. Yeah, from No Game No Life. I've only watched this first season and from the anime. I don't know if I'm not really sure if you have read the light novel or the manga, but like I wouldn't really put them here just based on the first season. But maybe you've read the light novel or something. That's why. Either way, then we have Cardcaptor Sakura, another character from Cardcaptor Sakura, and then we have Kazuma. Yeah, the gender equality man. Oh boy, he's a nice character. I like him. Like out of all the comedy, like like main characters, he's probably the most. Yeah, and we have like a lot to go through. Like Konosuba, we've seen few like 2 seasons. There's a lot to go through, so I'm looking forward to him. Natsuki Subaru. Again, I have to wait a few more seasons to talk more about Natsuki Subaru. For now, he's pretty average for me. But let's wait. Nero Claudius. Alright, Nero is probably one of my most favorite characters. I'm extremely biased over her because she's like first of all her voice actress amazing. I love her voice actress so much. Probably one of the most unique voice acting I've ever heard. Not only that, oh wait, if you think about it, um, Sakura is also done by the same voice actress. I'm talking about Cardcaptor Sakura. As far as I can remember, Nero's voice actress's name is Sakura Tange, I think. And she did Nero and she also did Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura. So now that I think about it, Cardcaptor Sakura is also here in this list. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, overall Nero, even though I haven't really played Fate Extra and stuff like that, but like overall, as much as I've seen her, I really like her. Just like Tamamo, I like Nero. Waver, interesting thing, Waver here. Okay, yeah, Waver's a really good character, a solid character, a very character who goes through a lot of development. I can see him being here. Okay, Mew is here. Okay, I guess in Prisma Ilia, the only character that has the most character development is Mew. Like Ilia does have character development, but Mew has probably the most, and she has probably one of the most interesting backstories. So yeah, Oshino Shinobu. Oh yeah, 100%, amazing. Yeah. Wait, did I just miss her while talking about all the characters I agree with? Yeah, I just missed her. I didn't see her there in the corner. Okay, yeah, Oshino Shinobu, 100%. I don't know who this is. Vegeta. Okay, I wasn't. Okay, Vegeta. A solid choice. Even though I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z that much, I have seen a bit. So yeah, from what I have watched, Vegeta is a solid choice. And then we have Seiya from Cautious Hero, I think. Okay, Momo. I wasn't expecting to see Momo here. From To Love Ru. And yeah, I've watched To Love Ru, and To Love Ru was probably one of my most favorite ecchi animes, out of all of them that I've watched. And out of all the characters, if I had to pick someone, I would also pick Momo. Momo's probably, I guess you could say, like, it's an ecchi anime. There's a lot of characters that barely gets any character development. However, I have to say that Momo is probably the one character who completely, like from I think like season 3 or 4, 3 I think. I don't know, I forgot how many seasons To Love Ru even had. Like when she was introduced, from that point onwards, she completely carried the show. I remember like Lala being the first heroine, the first main character, but then Lala kind of goes in the background and Momo takes over, and Momo completely carries the show in such a big way. And I really started liking her by the end of it. And so yeah, out of all the characters that barely got any or that much character development, Momo was probably one of the characters who got the most character development, and I just love her for that. So yeah, overall, a decent list, I would say. I would give this 7.5, even though Oshino Shinobu is here and Rudy's here, Araragi's also here, but not that much eye-catching. And then we have Rance. Okay, obviously in Discord, can you let me know why you put Rance here? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like I said, I've played up until 5, and Rance is a wild character. I cannot expect anyone putting Rance in this list. So please explain to me in Discord, why is Rance here? Yeah, okay, you know what? Wait a minute, am I making a mistake? That is Rance, isn't it? I'm really like second guessing myself. Wait a minute. Let me try to see if I'm able to find this particular picture. Then I'll be 100% sure that this is Rance. Oh yeah, this is definitely Rance. Yep. For a moment, I was thinking like, is this someone else that I'm misrecognizing? Because I cannot believe. Yeah, this is Rance. Yes, I can see the exact picture here in Google. This is Rance. Oh my god. Please let me know in Discord why Rance. I'm genuinely curious, really. And I have no idea who made this. I really have no idea. Again. Alright, this is the next list. Right, okay, a lot of One Piece characters I can see here. Ooh, a lot of One Piece characters. I won't be able to talk about them because I haven't seen One Piece. That's fantastic. But let me see if there's any character that I disagree with here. Okay, is this the guy from Arifureta? It is, isn't it? Okay, first character I wouldn't really, like put in my list. Who else? Everyone else is, I guess, is fine. But again, I barely know half of the characters here because most of them are from One Piece. I do know their names though because they're so popular. Alright, let me see. You know what? Here's my One Piece knowledge quiz. Even though I haven't watched the show in itself, I've watched the first 100 episodes. I'm pretty sure I can name all the characters here. Let me see. First is obviously Luffy. The next one is, I think, Whitebeard. The character beside Whitebeard is, I think, Portuguese the Ace. The one at the last, I think, is Trafalgar Law. The one in the bottom row, fourth character is Chopper, I think, and the one obviously in the rightmost is Nami. Was I correct? I'm pretty sure I was correct. These characters are so popular. Even though I haven't watched the show that much, I know every character by name. That's wild. That's how popular One Piece is. Good God. I'm pretty sure I was correct about everyone. Let me know if I'm incorrect. Okay, so yeah, all the One Piece characters, I'm not going to talk about them because I don't know much about them. Okay, Natsuki Subaru. A lot of Natsuki Subaru I can see. Interesting. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming seasons because yeah, Subaru has really like progressed from season 1 to season 3. He's really, even though I wouldn't really put him in my list, I can see him being here. Okay, Ereshkigal. Yes, 100% agree with Ereshkigal. Yeah, like my most favorite character in FGO. Who else do I very much appreciate being here? Not nobody else because Kazuma's there. Okay, Kazuma, yeah. You know what? I can appreciate Saitama being here as well. Yes. So yeah, these few characters. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to ignore the One Piece characters. Subaru, I just talked about him. Ereshkigal, yes. Okay, here's the thing. The guy from Arifureta. I have watched Arifureta. I think he's from Arifureta, isn't he? Honestly speaking, first of all, I kind of liked the first season. Very basic, like it was very basic, like very average, below average. I kind of liked it. And then I think the next season 2, I absolutely did not like at all. And the little interest I had just went out. So I'm curious. Wait a minute, is he from Arifureta? Let me just check. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Let me check. Yeah, he's from Arifureta, isn't he? Yeah. Like I said, the first season, yeah, it was kind of okay, but I watched the second season. I did not like the second season at all. Even though in my anime list, I can see the second season has a better rating than the first one. I don't know why. So, oh my god, this is even getting a third season. Yeah, that's one character I would disagree with being here. Wow, this guy alongside Guts. Wow, that is the. Oh god. The contrast is crazy. Okay, Guts, yes, definitely. Like I said, even though I haven't read it, I know Guts is a great character. Kazuma, yes. Okta Soji, nice choice. And then we have this guy. I forgot his name completely from Chainsaw Man. Is a very cool dude. Um, we have this guy from Initial D. Is that Sukuna? I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Is that Sukuna? I have no idea. I think it is. If it is, I don't know why he's here. Maybe we'll like I haven't really read the manga, but from the little I've seen of Sukuna from season 1 and season 2, yeah, I wouldn't put him anywhere near the top list. Then we have Garo, yeah. I just talked about him. I can really appreciate him being here because out of all the villains in One Punch Man, he's probably one of the most interesting ones. And then we have Saitama, obviously. Yes, amazing guy. Okay, then is this Aqua? Think so? I'm not really sure. That looks like Aqua. Okay, from Oshinoko. Alright, I can see Aqua. Misato, okay. Then there's this character, I don't know where he's from. It's probably from one of the shows I haven't watched. And then we have Sherlock Holmes from Fate Grand Order. I think that's Sherlock Holmes, yeah. Alright, a nice Sherlock Holmes here. You know, like if you play Fate Grand Order, you'll know how much he's involved in the whole story. He's been there from quite a long time. And yeah. Alright, then we have Megumi. Okay, I think you have probably read the manga or something because all of these characters that I can see, most of the characters like Megumi or like Sukuna maybe, we have seen them a little bit in the anime, but we haven't really gotten to see more of them, much of them. So I think you've probably read the manga. That's why you've put them here. Maybe they get like some great character development or something. I doubt about Sukuna getting a character development, but I'm pretty sure Megumi is going to get a great character development. So yeah, I wouldn't really put him in my list, but like I can see him being there. Okay, is that Kaneki? I think so. Yeah. Honestly speaking, I watched first season of Tokyo Ghoul, and I got to know that season 2 went on an anime only route, so I didn't watch it. I cannot really speak about him. Ooh, Hulin, nice. And then we have Kaoru, I think, yeah, from Neon Genesis. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 because the biggest reason is like half of the characters I cannot really speak about because they're from One Piece. I haven't watched One Piece. Yeah. So yeah, I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Again, I have no idea who made this. Okay, these are a bit difficult. I cannot guess who made this one either. Alright, now we have this list. And alright, let's see. Who are all of these characters? Is there any characters that I don't know here? No, I think I know everyone here. Alright, nice. Okay, so let's talk about the characters that I can appreciate being here. Hachiman, 100%. Tosaka-rin, 100%. Yes, 1000%. Yukino Star, yes, 100%. Makise Kurisu, yes, totally, absolutely, 100%. Okabe Rintaro, yes. This is actually a very good list. Thorfinn and Rudy, yes and yes. Okay. Now that is out of the way, let me look at the other characters. Is there any character that I don't agree or I wouldn't really put in my list here? No. Okay, this is the best one. This is the best one. I will probably give this a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Okay. First of all, Natsuki Subaru, yes. Hachiman, 100%. I've talked about Hachiman in all the other lists. Absolute great character. Shiro, yeah. Oh, this guy. From Bunny Girl Senpai, the main dude. Yeah, I can see him here. Saber, 100%. You know what? Like the funny thing, before I absolutely became a die-hard fan and probably the biggest simp for Tosaka Rin, I actually liked Saber more than Rin. But then little by little, more and more time passed, and I absolutely became a die-hard fan of Tosaka Rin. And anyone related to Rin, like any Rin faces like Ereshkigal, Ishtar, Space Ishtar, whatever other characters will come in the future, Yeah. So yeah, Saber, okay. Rin 100% yes. Like absolute, yeah. Emilia, okay. This girl from Kokoro Connect, yes. The girl from 86, yes. The guy from 86, I think he's from 86, isn't he? Yuki another character I absolutely agree with. Then we have the girl from Bunny Girl Senpai. We have the girl from Hyoka. What's her name? I don't remember. But I remember one thing she always said, "Kini narimasu." Okay, we have what's her name? Rebecca, isn't it? From Edge Runners, yeah. Uh, Misaka from Railgun and Index. I think I haven't watched them though. Killua, okay, interesting. Seeing Killua here. Kurisu Makisa, yes, 100%. Edward Elric, I just remembered his name. I think his name was Edward, wasn't it? Yeah. In the previous list, I just forgot his name. Now I just remembered his name, Edward. Okabe Rintaro, yes. The guy from Parasite, okay. Rimuru, okay, that's Rimuru, isn't it? Rudy, Thorfinn, okay, yes, this is a 9 out of 10 list. And then we have the guy from Silent Voice, and then we have Senku. Wow. All of them are, I can see like all of them are modern animes here. Except I guess Full Metal Alchemist, I think. But yeah, this is actually a very good list. Oh wow. Yeah, this touched my heart. I don't know who this is. Who is this? Who can make something like this? 86. Edge Runners, Steins Gate, Vinland Saga, Oregairu. I don't know. But I think it's either Zenon or Sake, either of them. Those two are the ones that I absolutely loved in the anime. In the top anime, that one, the video that I made. So I think it's either of them. Not sure who it is though. But this is a great list. Wow. All right, okay, let me count. Hachiman, okay, the Rain, Yukinoshita, Makisa Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Rudy, Thorfinn. 7 characters. Probably the most characters, I think. And if I really include a few more, I can include a few more here as well. Like Saber, I can include her. Who else? I can include the girl from Bunny Girl Senpai as well. Maybe Rebecca as well. Yeah, this list touched my heart. Amazing. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, wait. I think there's one more list left. This one. All right. Let's see. Is there any character that I don't know here? Wait a minute. No, I think I recognize everyone. Okay, one thing. There's this one girl you can see in the 4th row, last, rightmost. I think she's from that show, isn't it? Like the show where Science I Fell in Love or something like that. She's from that. Okay, I'll talk about her later. She's a very interesting character. I'll talk about her later. All right. Other than that, yeah, I recognize everyone. Okay, this list. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna say which characters I appreciate being here. Absolutely, I'm 100% agree with. Gojo Satoru, I 100% agree with. Kaguya, yes, I guess. Yeah, definitely Kaguya. Thorfinn, Rin, Tosaka Rin, yes, 100%. Who else? I guess I could include Kenshin, probably. Himura Kenshin, yeah. Even though I barely started the show, I'm really loving him. So yeah, these 4 or 5 characters. All right, now let us talk about. Okay, is there anyone that I wouldn't really put here? No. Okay, wait a minute. I don't recognize this guy. I forgot. Who is this? The one in the bottom most row, the second character. I think she's from Tokyo Ghoul or something. I haven't really watched. I've only watched the first season, but I don't recognize him. I cannot really speak about him though. So yeah, other than that, I can see everyone being here. Okay, Gojo Satoru, an absolute, like, probably in the whole show, he's the only character that I absolutely love. You know, Satoru Gojo. Out of all the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, maybe Yuta. I also love Yuta. You know what? Satoru and Yuta are probably my most favorite characters. Out of the the male characters, out of the female characters, I would probably put Maki. Yeah, Maki is probably the only character that I like out of the female characters. Like, I absolutely love. So Satoru being here, like, Satoru is probably my top character in Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm pretty sure everyone's top character, because he has gotten the most character development, and he's got it. Even though Yuji is the main character, I sometimes feel like this is his show. That's literally the whole thing. So yeah, but you know, like, yes, Gojo Satoru, I can see him being here. Absolutely, 100%. I can guess who made this list. I'll reveal the name at the end. Then we have Kaguya. Yes, you know, yeah, I can see him being her being here. Sasuke. Okay, I really wouldn't put Sasuke in my list, I guess. But no, I really wouldn't put Sasuke in my list. Aizen, though, yeah, as a villain, he's probably one of the greatest villains. So yes, I can see Aizen being here in the list. Again, like I said, this list isn't really like top husband or top waifu. It's basically well-written characters or top, you know, like beloved characters. Okay, Luffy, I cannot really speak about him that much. Like I said, Kenshin Himura, yes, you know, I'm watching the remake. I'm absolutely loving him. Then we have Thorfinn. Yes, definitely. I've talked about Thorfinn a lot. You know, it's like more of my most favorite characters. L, Lelouch. I haven't really watched Code Geass. Ayano Koji. Yeah, I guess. A very interesting character. We haven't really gotten to see much of him. You know, but he's very, you know, like, cool, calm, and you know, like, in season 2, I guess we did get to see a bit of him. But you know, season 1 he kind of laid low. Season 2 he's showing his true, you know, like, things. Yeah, okay, Mikasa. Yeah. Trunks. Okay, I can't really speak much about Trunks. All that I've seen is from the Buu saga, I think. No, from the Cell saga. Yeah, from the Cell saga. I think when does he come? Yeah, he comes in the Cell saga, or before the Cell saga begins, I think. Yeah, after the Frieza saga ends, and from there he's there. So Trunks, okay, I cannot really speak about him. Like I said, I haven't really watched Dragon Ball Z that much. Yato, I think. I have watched Noragami, but Noragami wasn't really. I didn't really like it. It was okay, you know. Like, I've watched season 1 and 2, but I didn't really, you know, like it to put in a list like this. So I wouldn't really put him here. I think that is Aqua. I'm pretty sure it is Aqua. Tosakarin, yeah, 100%. Then we have Eren. Oh, Eren. Wait a minute. All right. You know what? As a character, a well-written character, I guess I could say Eren deserves to be here. But Eren is a, yeah. Oh god, I'm not much of a big fan of Eren though. But as a character, you know, as a well-written character, yeah, he definitely deserves to be here. He probably deserves to be here the most, Eren, because he is a very well-written character. But personally, I don't really like him. But yeah, that's not this list. This list, it's not based on that. It's based on, like, you know, like, the top characters that you like, you know, without, like, you know, judging their morality. That's this list. We have Urahara. Yes, okay, yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with Urahara being here. Kamina, okay, Kamina. Naksisi Tengen to Pagwaran Lagan. And yeah, Kamina, though he barely got much screen time, he just, you know, like, he just like brightened everyone's, like, you know, yeah, he was great. Misaka, no, yeah, Misaka, yeah. Uh, okay, then this girl, like I said, I'm going to talk about her. This girl is very interesting. The reason why I'm saying this is because I watched the anime. The main girl in the anime is that other girl, the white haired girl. And you know what? I watched the whole anime, and this girl, in the end, there's a development that happens that came out of nowhere. And I was absolutely flabbergasted seeing what happened by the end. And this girl, like from that point onwards, I was like, damn, like, I really got interested in this. Like, I think the second season, in the end, something happens. I'm not going to say much, it's like spoilers, basically. But she just came out of nowhere. And, yeah, you know what? A very, I guess you could say, interesting choice. I would I wouldn't expect anyone to even remember her who have watched the show. But yeah, a very, like, interesting choice. Okay, I'll give you that. It's very nice. And then we have Shinobu Kocho. Yeah, I don't really like her that much. I wouldn't say that I don't like her, but I'm pretty neutral on her. Then we have your, okay, Winry. All right, okay, Winry's here. Nice. Android 18. Okay, you know what? Honestly speaking, I've watched Dragon Ball Z, and Android 18 was probably, even though she was obviously like, she was like a villain at the beginning, and then everything like that happens. Oh boy, she was probably like one of the, what can I say? I just loved her, like, from a very, like, she was like probably one of my, like, like, I guess you could say very earlier, waifu in that way, if you think about it. Even though I barely watched Dragon Ball Z, she's the only character that I absolutely loved out of all of them. Her style, her, like, whole thing is just amazing. And I still, like, like, I still really like her, even though I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, Android 18, really nice choice. Interesting. I really didn't, like, there's a few choices here that are very, I guess you could say, unique. For example, Android 18. Nobody put Android 18 here. I would have expected someone to at least put Android 18, or maybe someone from Dragon Ball Z, like Bulma. I was expected to see Bulma here. No Bulma. That's crazy. Or maybe Videl. Like, no Videl. Uh, so, okay. Winry, again. Winry, I think this is the first time I'm seeing Winry here in this list. That's really good. Shinobu, I thought Shinobu was extremely popular. But nobody put Shinobu here. I'm talking about Shinobu Kocho, not the other Shinobu. Yeah, Shinobu Oshino is, absolutely. But I'm talking about Shinobu Kocho. Again, I haven't seen anyone put her here. First time. Kamina, nobody put her. Okay, you know what? This is a very unique list. That's just one thing I can appreciate about this. And just because of that, I'm going to give this extra points. Because this is a very refreshing roster. Aizen, like a villainous character, but yeah. Ayano Koji, nobody put Ayano Koji before. First time, again. Kenshin Himura, again, nobody put. Kenshin, I would have expected Kenshin to be in a lot of people's list. First time, again. So yeah, overall, I'm going to give this an 8.5. It's going to get extra points just because of that, because this list is very refreshing. I like the variety here. It's really nice, and there's like so many animes I can see here that would barely come in my mind, and I can see them here. For example, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I didn't even think about that show. It's been so long I watched it. Android 18 being here again. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Then this girl from that science, like, anime. Okay, really good list. A very unique list. Okay, I think I've reacted to all of them. You know what? Let me just double check. Damn, this took a long time. Oh god, I tried to make it concise. Again, I just kept talking. Good god. Alright, Okay, time to reveal. Oh wait, I forgot to mention who that person was. The person that the list that I just, like, rated 8.5. I'm pretty sure this list is made by handle name Necromancer. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, so few of the people I were able to guess, and most of them I weren't able to guess who they were. But okay, now it's time to reveal my list. All right, here is my list. I've rated your guys' list. You can rate mine now. Okay, so as you can see, I have a few characters. I've actually added a few characters from some visual novels and some games as well, just because I wasn't really finding enough characters to put into this 5 into 5 list. But let me talk about all the characters. First of all, topmost, obviously Oshino Shinobu. Then beside her, So Sakarin. Beside her is Fujiko Mine from Rupan. Beside her is again from Rupan the third. Then we have Gintoki. Alright, second row, Noel Silva from Black Clover. The next character is Kagura from Gintama. Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate. Okabe Rintaro from Steins Gate. And Kaiki Deishu from Monogatari. Alright, third row, we have Aoko Aozaki from Mahoyo, or Witch on the Holy Night. I'm talking about the visual novel. The movie hasn't come out. I'm absolutely looking forward to the movie. Okay, yeah, first one is Aoko Aozaki. The next one is Alice Konji, again from Mahoyo. The third one is Asako Kusakabe from Grisaya. The next one is Kazami Yuji, again from Grisaya. And the next one is Rudius from Mushoku Tensei. Fourth row, the first character is Kiana Castellana from Honkai Impact. The next character is Queen Hilling from Ranking of the Kings. The next character is Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. The next character is Otto Apocalypse from Honkai Impact. And the character after that is Surumi from Golden Kamuy. The final row, we have Tsubasa Hanekawa from Monogatari. The next character is Yukuno Shita Yukuno from Oregairu. The next character is Soujuro from, again, Mahoyo. The next character is Gilgamesh Caster. And the final character, I doubt anyone will recognize him. He's from a visual novel again. His name is Mao. Mao, Devil Lord or Mao. He is from a visual novel called Devil in the G-String or Jisenjo no Mao. Probably one of my top 3 visual novels that I've played. Okay, so now that the introductions are out of the way, I'm going to speak briefly about them. Obviously, Oshino Shinobu, I'm not going to talk much about them because I'm pretty sure I've talked about her a lot. Throughout all the videos, I've talked about her a lot. So I'm not going to speak much. Just one thing is that I absolutely love her. So, yeah. And then we have the second character, that is To Sakarin. Again, throughout so many videos, I've talked so much about her. I don't think I need to give any much more introductions. This video is getting so long, I need to quicken this. I'm not going to speak about her as well. If I start speaking about these two characters, I'll probably just keep babbling. Let me stop. Fujiko Mine. Okay, now Fujiko Mine is a very recent addition in my list from Rupan the Third. Now, if you have seen Rupan, you probably understand Fujiko Mine is probably one of the most interesting characters. And she, I never thought that I would like, Fujiko Mine, because I knew about her from the beginning, because Rupan is pretty popular. But as I kept watching the show, she is one of those characters. She seems something from the outside, but there's such a depth in her character. If you watch the show, I absolutely love her for that. She's probably, and not only that, she's one of the most, obviously the most beautiful character in the show, Fujiko Mine. So overall, as a whole, she is a character that I absolutely love, and it didn't take me much long to start liking her that much. I just saw Rupan I've been watching Rupan for 2 years, and within that small amount of time, she was able to make me one of her biggest fans. And that is Fujiko Mine. Again, I can probably talk about Fujiko Mine a lot. There's a lot going on in her character. There's a lot of interesting things about her. And like I said, appearance can be deceiving. She's probably one of those characters. At the same time, she's also not. Just like her appearance, she's as sly, as cunning. But there's so much to her character. I can talk about her a lot. But I'm not going to. Again, this video is getting too long. Then we have Rupan from Rupan the Third, and again, an absolute Oh boy, this is Rupan is just amazing. Like I love this show so much. If you haven't watched Rupan, if you have time to watch it, just go and watch it. It's probably like like one of the best. It's huge in Japan. I think it's pretty like underrated in the Western like an anime community. I'm not really sure. I don't really see people talking about Rupan, but in Japan, Rupan is huge, and like it's well deserving of that reputation. Like yeah, Rupan, like Rupan the third, Asin Rupan, he is one of the like again a very complicated character, very interesting character. There's so many things to talk about him, which I'm not going to. Is going to increase the length again. I'm trying to quicken this. All right, Gintoki. I've talked about Gintoki a lot in a lot of other shows, a lot of other videos. Overall, again, a character with so much depth, so much stuff. Like like it's just anyone who's watched Gintama will know what I'm talking about. Noel Silva, I just like her. She's probably one of the most likable tsunderes I've come across, and she's absolutely adorable. I just love Noelle. There's no extra like no reasoning behind why she's here. I absolutely love her. Out of all the female characters, I just love her so much. Then we have Kagura. Oh boy, Kagura is Kagura is just great. Like the absolute menace in Gintama. She's just so cute and so like she's just amazing. I love Kagura. She's strong. She has everything going on her. She's hilarious. She's like just yeah. Kagura's definitely like like deserving to be here. Then we have Kurisumaki Seiya. Again, another character that I very much love and adore. You can probably see there's a lot of sundaris in this list. Yeah. um, yeah. So yeah, Kurisumaki. I've spoke about her a lot as well. So yeah, she's here. There you go. Okabe Rintaro. Okabe Rintaro. The reason for him being here, obviously, from Steins Gate, main character. And Okabe Rintaro is a character who I don't know. Like, I feel like he's a person who just is so like like his energy is so infectious. At the beginning, his whole Chunibyo like thing was like, what is this? But then little by little, as you get used to him, and especially in Steins Gate Zero, you absolutely miss the person that he was. And then when the time finally comes where he goes back to his Hoin Kyoma like persona, that is probably one of the most euphoric like experiences. Like I was just like screaming with joy. Like that is how much impactful this guy is. Throughout season 1, like the weird antics that he did. And at first it seemed weird, but we absolutely loved that character. We absolutely loved Hyoin Kyoma, his Hyoin Kyoma persona. So when he loses it in Steins Gate Zero, and then when he again goes back to the strong Hyoin Kyoma again, oh boy, like he's such a great character, Okabe Rintaro, such a well-written character. Alright, then we have Kaiki Deshu. Funny thing, Araragi isn't here, but Kaiki Deshu is here. Kaiki Deshu is probably one of the like the most like my most best male character in Monogatari. Like, I love him the most. Again, a character with such a depth. That's why people say like the best wife in Monogatari is Kaiki Deshu. I absolutely agree with that. Oh god, he is just no, I don't agree with that. Oshiro Shinobu is the ultimate waifu. Then Kaiki Deshu, yes, that's what I can agree with. But yeah, oh boy, Kaiki, just what a character, my god. Like Monogatari characters are just so good. Like, oh boy, I'm not like I just love him. I'm not going to speak much. Okay, then we have from the two visual novels. I'm talking about the visual novels Mahoyo, Aoko Aozaki. I've read the visual novels, and I have to say, I'm very much waiting for the movie to come out in December. And I can say that if people watches this, I'm sure a lot of people will. Like Typhoon fans, there's a lot of Typhoon fans. This movie is going to be huge if it is done properly, if it's adapted properly. The Witch on the Holy Night or Mahoutsukai no Yoru or Mahoyo is an experience that I'll never forget. And I wish that everyone gets to see that experience. Anime only watchers who don't read visual novels, I can't wait for them to experience this masterpiece. I'm looking forward to Mahoyo, like, in movie format. And these two, the funny thing here, all the three characters from Mahoyo are here in my list, and I've just barely read Mahoyo. In a few months ago, I've completed reading it. Aoko Aozaki is here, Alice Gonji is here, and Sojiro is here. So first of all, Aoko Aozaki, like, she reminds me so much of Tosaka Rin, obviously. A bit more, I guess you could say, a crankier version of Rin, but that too is very, like, like, very nice. I like that. And yeah, and what happens, I'm not going to say much, but in the end, the way she develops is absolutely amazing. And then we have Alice Gonji. I'll have to say that, like, I like Aoko, but I probably love Alice a bit more than Aoko because I just love her personality so much. She's just so calm, quiet, and just she's a kudre. She's probably the ultimate example of a kudre, and I absolutely love that about her. And I would have loved to see more. I would want to see a, like, I don't know, an extension of Mahoyo. I really hope they do something with Mahoyo later on, because the little amount we got, I want more from this story. I want to see more of these characters. I really want. Like, I feel like Alice needed a lot more, like, like, story. A lot of the stuff I really wanted to know more about Alice and want to see more of her. But like, it's only like a visual novel, that not that much big. But yeah. All right, then we have again, from a visual novel or maybe anime, I guess you could say, character Asako Kusakabe. She is a character from Grisaya no Rakuen, and Grisaya no Meikyu, or Grisaya no Labyrinth. So she's from there, and I'll have to say, like, I don't think many people would know her, but she's probably one of the best characters in Grisaya. And she's the master of Kazami Yuji, and yeah, she's probably one of the most badass women I've ever seen, and I absolutely love her personality. She's just like that. So yeah, I've always loved her as a character so much, and yeah, that's why she's here. And then we have Kazami Yuji, the absolute badass. Good God, I talked about Kazami Yuji in the other list, and yeah, he is a character that it seems like he's like an eroge protagonist, but oh boy, he's so much more. Okay, then we have Rudius. I talked about Rudy before. Like a character with actual character development, and I'm looking forward to see where he goes from here. All right, then the fourth row, Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impact Third, the one and only character, my most favorite character, or my most favorite female character, in this in Honkai Impact. Usually, like, yeah, the main characters of shows are not really, like, like, there are exceptions obviously, but I feel like Kiana is the last person I would have expected to like this much. But if you have played Honkai Impact, you'll know Kiana probably has the most character development in the game. And oh boy, like, Kiana really reminds me of, no, you know what, no, he doesn't remind me. I was going to say her circumstances kind of reminds me of Madoka from Madoka Magica, because her circumstances are kind of like that. But no, Madoka has a lot less character development. Kiana has massive character development, and from where she starts to where she goes, it's an absolute journey. She started from a girl who wanted to be a a B rank, an S rank Valkyrie, to where she has went. She literally became the savior of the world. Like, that journey is absolutely amazing and mesmerizing. If you haven't played Honkai Impact, I feel like just for the story you should. It's such a joy, watching her grow. Every single chapter, like, seeing her grow little by little to the savior of the whole world. And yeah, and Honkai Impact is getting like a second part. I don't know how the story will be with the original trio. There is Kiana, May, and Bronya. I don't know where this is going to go, but whatever, we'll see. But I absolutely love her. So yeah. Okay, a new addition to the list, a very new addition, is Queen Healing, from Osama Ranking, or Ranking of the Kings. If you've watched Osama Ranking, you'll know she's probably the best character of the show. Like, no doubt about it. And oh boy, she's such a great character, and she, I feel like she tricked everyone at the beginning as to their whole, the whole trope of like, evil stepmother. But oh boy, she's such a great character. It's oh boy, I just love her. I watched the show and I from the beginning to the end, she was probably one of the greatest characters. And I hope we get more, seasons in Osama ranking in the future. All right, and then we have Thorfinn. I've talked about Thorfinn a lot. I'm not going to speak much about him, but obviously, his character development, his journey, his self improvement, all of that. All right, next, Otto Apocalypse, a villainous character, but a goddamn like he's probably one of the most inspiring, I guess you could say, characters in Honkai Impact, just for the sheer commitment and for the sheer, I guess people nowadays call it simping. He's called the absolute top simp in Honkai Impact. But you know what? He's such a simp that he he delivers. He actually delivered by the end of it. And he just, oh boy, like his whole thing was so crazy. And when he achieved something impossible, everyone was in awe when we saw what he did by the end of it. And he's an absolute disgusting person who did so many bad things, did so many heinous things. However, the sheer commitment and the sheer will to do something and actually achieving it at the cost of his life by the end, that is something I feel like is worthy of praise. And Otto Apocalypse is the example of a well-written villain character. He's one of the worst characters in the show, but he's one of the most inspiring characters in his work ethics, in his the way he does everything. He's not a half-assed villain. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a villain through and throughout, and he delivers by the end. And yeah, it's just his journey is absolutely amazing. And we all hated him, but by the end, when he goes out, we all respect him. Now we all respect him. So as a character, he's a very interesting character, Otto Apocalypse. Again from Honkai Impact. So yeah, there he is. Another, I wouldn't really call him a villain character, but this is Surumi from Golden Kamuy. And oh my god, this guy is amazing. He, every single season, he tops his own performance. And I'm like, good god, this guy is just, oh boy, he's amazing. Even the main characters I don't really like. I like them. I obviously like Sugimoto and Ashiripa. But he's a character that I would pick any day above the main characters. Because he's such an I don't know, he's a very, we still don't know what his goal is. At least in the anime, the manga has ended, so I'm guessing everyone manga readers know what's going on with him and what his ultimate goal is. But I do have an inkling to it, what he's trying to do. But the whole secrecy and everything that is going on with him is such a joy. And like I said, every single season he tops his own performance. I watched an episode dedicated to him and I'm like, god damn, you cannot top this. And then the next season I get another episode where he tops his own performance. And I'm like, god damn, this cannot be outperformed. And then he again does it. He's the only character who can do that. And oh god, again, he is, I guess you could say he's in the moral gray zone, maybe a little bit in the morally wrong zone, morally evil zone, but he's such a, yeah, he's absolutely he's probably one of the best characters in the show. If you've watched Golden Kamuy, you can tell. All right, Hanekawa Tsubasa. I just talked about Hanekawa before, and like I said, Hanekawa, after Oshino Shinobu, my second most beloved character in Monogatari is Hanekawa Tsubasa, because she has her whole story, her whole backstory, her everything. It's very interesting. I just even more than Senjogahara, I really like her. So yeah, I talked about her in the other place. I'm not going to say anything more about that. Alright, Yukinashita Yukino. She is a character that I supported from the beginning of the show, and I was so glad the way the whole show ended. And yeah, she's one of those characters that You know, like she's just like that. Like and like the whole show in itself, Oregairu, is a show where every character tries to find their place where they belong. And just like Hachiman, just like and just like him, Yukinoshita as well tries to find a place where she belongs. Tries to find that genuine person. And yeah, like it's such a moving show. And Yukinoshita is one of them, the characters that I really like. Yukinoshita and Hachiman, both of them. Alright, then we have Soljiro from Mahoyo. Again, like Mahoutsukai no Yoru. I'm not going to talk much about him because I feel like if I speak anything, it'll be a huge spoiler. I'm not going to speak anything about him. For everyone who's waiting for the movie and who haven't read the novel, for you guys, I'm going to keep quiet here. But after the movie comes out in December, and if the movie actually adapts, I don't think it's going to adapt the whole thing, but you'll understand why I've put him here. So that's why I'm not going to talk about him, because huge spoilers it will be. So I'm not going to say anything. Quiet. Mouth sealed. Right, Gilgamesh Caster. Okay. Yeah, Gilgamesh Caster is probably... Now, here's the thing. I know like a lot of people doesn't like Gilgamesh and everything, but you know what I love the most about Gilgamesh? Is his brazen and absolutely over-the-top confidence and personality. He is a person who radiates confidence, and I absolutely love that about him. The caster version of Gilgamesh is obviously like the better version of all of the versions of Gilgamesh. Like Archer is a douchebag. Like he's like like the worst thing. But overall, every Gilgamesh that I've seen, one thing that I absolutely envy about him, is his like what can I say? It's his brazen personality and his confidence. That is something that a king needs, and he's a king. He's a true king in that way. In that way, if you look at it, and I just absolutely love that about him. His what's that word? Where a person likes them the most. What's that word? My brain is not working. I'm doing this video for so long. My brain is literally not working. Narcissistic, yeah. His narcissistic confidence is just so bright, and like I just absolutely love that about him. It's just crazy to see how prideful he is, and just how confident he is in his abilities, and rightfully so. He's probably one of the strongest characters, and it's just it's just such a fresh thing to see, because most of the anime characters, as you see, they're just always like timid, quiet, keeps to themselves, that type of. And then we have Gilgamesh, absolutely just standing on top of everyone, calling everyone mongrels, and just laughing at your misery. So there you go. That's why Gilgamesh is here. And then we have this guy. His name is Mao, from a visual novel called Devil on the G String. One of the top visual novels I've played, and he is an absolute mastermind of a villain. I've never seen any villain like this before. Again, I can see there's a lot of villain characters here, and I've played a lot of visual novels, I've watched a lot of anime. This is one dude I absolutely was, I don't know, I was baffled seeing him in action. He's one of the most brainiest, one of the most intelligent, and one of the most craziest character. And that is what makes him so crazy. Like it's just I can't really speak about him that much because I barely remember much about him, but there's a few things that I remember, and the few things that he has done which made him one of the absolute favorite villains in my book. And yeah, it's a very inside visual novel. Everyone who plays visual novel will probably know him, but anyone who doesn't really play visual novels won't know about him. So yeah, it's like I really didn't have any other characters I could put, so I just put him because I thought he definitely deserves to be here. Alright, there you go. That is it. Oh god, 2 hours video. Good god. Right, overall, yeah, there was 9 to 10 lists. I think, yeah, 10 lists almost. So yeah, I spoke a lot about all of these characters, but like I said, like, everyone has told me to roast them, but most of the characters here are really good characters. I cannot really find anything except a few of them. Like, there was a few characters that I was absolutely like baffled to see here. For example, Rance. But yeah, other than that, it's a really good list. Like, what can I roast about here? I'm not really finding anything to roast about, because I know about all of these characters and I know their good things. And every character here is a character that I feel like deserves to be in a top list. There isn't really like, and there were a few of them which I kind of mentioned. Like I said, a few of them that I don't really agree with being here. Except them, yeah, I don't know. I cannot really roast these characters because I myself like them. And this is the thing. I feel like my whole thing is that I watch anime, and like most of the animes I kind of like. Like, I've seen a lot of people have really strong opinions about certain animes. I don't really have them. Like, I've watched a lot of animes, and even animes that I don't really enjoy or like, you know, I'm kind of neutral about them. There isn't really that many anime that I absolutely don't like, and I would judge others if they watch something like that. So that's the thing about me, and that is why I feel like, all these characters that I know, and I just accept people liking them, and I cannot really find anything to roast them about. So yeah, roasting is probably something that I cannot do. I've just realized, because especially, like, regarding anime, unless and until it's something outrageous. So yeah, like, for example, like something outrageous, like, uh, let me think of an anime that's completely outrageous that I'll probably judge you forever if you watch that and if you liked it. Oh, School Days. Yeah. If you've watched School Days and you've liked School Days, I'll judge you for the rest of your life. So shows like that, there's like a very few amount of shows that I would absolutely judge you for, and I can roast you about that. But then, other than that, there's most of the shows that I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's cool. You like it, it's okay. So that's the thing. So yeah, there you go. That was this video. I'm going to stop here because I've been speaking for a long time. I think for every list, I at least spent 10 to 12 minutes. And since, like in the anime one, since there were like nine, like 9 or 10 animes like that, it took me lesser time to talk about them. My god, there was like a lot of characters here, like 25 characters. I had to kind of brush them and kind of talk about them a little bit, and why I like them and all that, and why I don't like them. So that's why it took such a long time. My god. All right. Okay. From next video, I feel like if a video becomes this long, I'll break it into 2 or 3 parts. That's what I'm going to do, because this became extremely long. And yeah. And yes, there you go. And that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. This was my me rating my subscribers on their top anime characters. Everyone did tell me to roast them, but I'm sorry, I wasn't able to do that. But yeah, overall, all the lists were really good, and most of them, and most of the characters, yeah, I can see them being in the top. And I've shown my list as well. Let me know what you think about that. And yeah, so that is it. Again, like I said, if you want to post submissions, if I get enough of them, I'll make another video in the future. But if you want to post some submissions like this, I've provided the generator, the thing link, the generator, the table generator in the description box, and also the link to my Discord. So make a list and go to my Discord, and like, you can DM me the list, or maybe, like, no, you can just post the list in the channel. There's a channel called Favorites channel, or Video Share Favorites, like, channel. You can post it over there. And yeah, so there you go. So that is it. If I get enough of them, I'll make more. Maybe this time, let me think, what should we do? You know what, I'll let my Discord decide, because they are the ones who kind of told me to do videos like this, and I'm absolutely loving them doing these. So I feel like they'll have better, like, ideas about this. I'll ask them about what type of things that they want me to do, and what, you know, like we did the animation, we did the characters, what would be next? I'll ask them, and like, you know, like I'll think about something. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. If I get enough submissions, I'll make one of these. So see you guys then. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.